a sight. This is something I didn't think I'd ever have in the lab. This is one of the computers I've been after for a long time, and first of all I must apologise for my voice. I seem to have a throat infection which is affecting it and making me sound sensual. But anyway, I'm putting all that aside in order to bring you this. This is an IBM Personal System 2 Model 50 from 1987, which, if it works, will make it my oldest system. On top of the Personal System 2 is sitting an IBM 4869 5¼ inch floppy drive. These are not too common. In fact, when I put this up on my Facebook group, yeah, nobody'd seen one before, and that is massive. But that is going to go over here because I'm going to tease you, because that will be subject to its own video. Now, excuse the voice. Also came with this Microsoft mouse, serial mouse. Doesn't have its bottom thing, couldn't find that anywhere, but hopefully it still works. Got a serial port on the back, which is what these early systems took. So 87, as you can see straight away, there is a problem. Sort of. It is incredibly filthy. Now the story behind this is I found this in an abandoned projection room. Apparently, for those that can remember, this was used up until about 1993. It was built in 87 or 88, used up till about 1993, and then abandoned, just left in the corner where it's been sitting ever since. It has the main box and a lovely original clicky keyboard. So, obviously this has not been switched on for 20 years, which is an awful long time by any standards for electronic equipment. So, normally, if it was young equipment, I might just be tempted to plug it in, get it going. Not with something this age and this condition. It is cleanable, fully restorable. This is immaculate underneath. This is just surface crud. So what we need to do is open it up. First thing to do, open her up. Now this is what I do with any old system this way. This is what I did with the Nimbus over there. But you can see where the monitor's been sitting for years. When you're dealing with a system this old, you can't just go in and plug it in. It's just a bad idea because it might explode, have something badly wrong inside due to years of sitting around and all the dirt. So first of all, what I'm going to do is have a look around the case for signs of things like water egress. You get animals living inside them, small little insects, make webs and all sorts of stuff. There's no sign of anything like that here. It's all in relatively good shape. Just incredibly dirty. Now, I've already removed the back screws because I couldn't resist it. I've already taken a peek inside. So, all I'm going to do is just hold on with 2 screws here at the back, and all I'm going to do is slide the case forward. Now, where the Personal System 2, which followed the 5150 family, was more advanced than present systems, is it's got what's called a toolless design. What this means is you do not need tools, in theory, to take it apart, although you do actually. Most of it is just clips. Just pull these clips up and these slide out. I am not going to pull them at the moment before we've had any further examination. But what I have found, which is quite interesting, first thing I thought about when I got it is it's going to have a battery, and there it is, the battery. Now on the Nimbus, which is a similar age, a couple of years younger, the battery, yes, there was nothing left of it. It was corroded badly, but they, in their wisdom, like they've done here, stored it away from the motherboard. But this one, is in perfect shape. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever externally. If there's something exploded inside, well, it's not escaped. So that is in perfect condition. I'm not expecting to get a reading here, but what I'm going to do, just out of curiosity here, is let me get the multimeter. Too many probes. Probes at the end. Right, I'm going to get my multimeter. I'm going to switch it on and just take a voltage reading from this. I bet there's nothing there, but you never know. You just never know, do you? So it's worth having a quick shot at it. Okay, put this on 20 volts. There's minus. There's plus. Oops. There you go, so you can see I'm not cheating. There's minus. There's plus. You reckon anything will happen? Probably not, but you are kidding. 1.9 rounded up. 1.9 volts coming out of a battery abandoned 20 years ago. That's quite incredible. It hasn't leaked. In bloody credible. I'm going to put that back in. Now, I imagine that's original. I have taken on good word that this has not been used in 20 years. In fact, the monitor sitting on top of it has the original screen burn of the old database. I'm not showing the monitor in here. If you want to look at the monitor, it's an old digital one, so it's not being kept. Perhaps, I don't know. That's in the Facebook group. There's pictures of it there. By the time this video comes up, it'll be further down. But I'll try and bring them up in the group so you can get quick access to them. Okay, well mate, let's crack on. So, toolless design. And what we're going to do is I'm just doing a quick nosing around the system. For anything, I know there's loads hidden there, but for anything that's obviously wrong. This system was stored. That's a clip that came off there earlier. It's actually, I'll work out how that goes back on and put it back on later. I don't think it's broken. No, it's just missing. It's just not on. We'll just have a look around, checking out any capacitors we can see. You can see the socketed chips are filthy. The whole thing is filthy. If this works, it is going to get a hell of a cleanup. It's even got that ceramic chips down there. Expensive option, especially in these days. In the date of these, they just pull out. This whole thing just slides up. The hard drive slides up. But in general, apart from the dirt, there's no obvious damage or anything. Now, what I'd like to do with the systems, this vintage, I'll put that back down, is get out the power supply and check its voltages, toss it up separately, so if it's overvolting, it's not going to kill the system. You'll see the dirt. Look, if this starts up this thing going in the bath, it's getting a thorough clean. We've got a gate code. There we go. 5th 88. So 1988. That was checked. I didn't tell you about the specs on this beauty. 20 megabyte hard drive. I'm not sure what the memory is on it, but it's a 286. It is a micro channel architecture. That's a whole story about IBM trying to take back the market, which they were losing by this time, so they came up with a new buzz architecture called microchannel architecture. But due to different reasons, it failed in the marketplace and IBM never really recovered. So this is the only 286 model they created with the microchannel architecture. Have a look on Wikipedia if you're interested. It is quite interesting. Now, so we need to get this power supply out. It is one of the only parts of the unit that is bolted in. Typical. For obvious reasons, I suppose. And we've got to work out how it comes out. Now, I've not dealt with one of these ever before, so This could be interesting. Right, I'm going to have a play and I'll get back to you. I shall see you in a mo if I get it free. Okay, a little bit later. I've tried to remove the PS2, but not happening. It looks like you've got to tear down the whole lot of it to get at that, and I do not know how to do this properly at the moment, so I'm going to do that in slow time. So I'm going to do exactly what I told you not to do. A, because I want to see whether it works, and then if it doesn't when I've stripped it, I know I've done some damage and I can look into how that damage may have occurred. And B, I'm a bloody big kid, I'm too impatient to wait. So it's plugged in, it's powered, hopefully. There's only one thing to do, or two things to do. Keep clear and press that button. Quite scary at this point because we do not know how it's going to react. Okay, the hard drive has spun up. It's checking the floppy. It's checking the floppy again. It's beeped. Two beeps. What's that mean? Do not know. Probably no keyboard actually. So, it appears to run. Okay. Nothing left to do really. What I'll do, first of all though, I'll leave it running for a couple of minutes. Like that. Just to make sure that no capacitors are going to pop or anything. But, it all seems good. I think it's stuck at no keyboard by the sounds of it. Boy, you can smell the dirt. Oh, it stinks. Not of smoke, just of dirt. Whew, Christ. Yes, all that dirt will be getting warm now. Oh, that's pretty stinky. So I'll leave it running for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to plug the whole thing together and put it in TV, but we'll still run it with its case off just in case any magic smoke decides to appear. And we'll be right back. Oh, Christ. Okay, we are back and it ran for quite a few minutes, no issues. Glad to report. Now, I am also glad to report, here's the monitor that we saved. Flickering badly there. Might be just with not being used in a long time. But it's lucky I saved it because the pins on the back is the type where it's only got certain pins, so you can't plug a normal VGA in because there's no holes for the unused pins to go in, which is not nice, but we can now try it. I'll just plug this bugger in. Aha, it's already taken control. Strange stuff. Strange silence. Okay, there we have our monitor. I've had keyboard attached, a bit of a mess in here. We'll get this sorted one day to make this look better. Get this all cleaned up properly. And I suppose there's only one thing left to do, isn't there? Excellent, memory check starting. Like. It's trying the floppy. I'm just getting this on the monitor for you better. See the flicker, it's not too bad. 2 beeps. Error 162, whatever that is. Does it go past that? Doesn't appear to go past that. Okay. So, well, it's got a mega memory. An error 162. I have no idea what an error 162 is. I'm going to have to go and find out. Okie dokie. I'll be right back. Focus. There we go. Error 162. Doesn't like that monitor. We'll find out what that is. Okay, my voice is getting much worse, but After a bit of research on the internet and help from several people, including Lucas, we found that this machine is in need primarily perhaps of a new one of them, because it's lost its BIOS settings, and to get it back to this machine you've got to create a floppy disk with them on and the program to initiate it. So what you basically got to do is find out all the adapter details, tell this program, and it will put it all back, hopefully. It needs a new one of them, and perhaps a new one of these, a Dallas clock. 1644. This might be the one it takes, but I'll have to check that this one's got voltage. So in the meantime, while I order those parts, yes, that's Fluffy, who also has this same issue as me. Yes, you can hear that. She had it before me. Pain. I'm so glad I saved that monitor. It's working quite well. Anyway, what I'm going to do in the meantime, while I'm waiting to get those parts delivered, is there's a Dallas clock. I'll find out. I'm going to strip it, clean it, take this opportunity to clean the bugger up while it's not working. But as you can see, there we go, 162. So yes, I may as well just do both of them at the same time. I'll get lots in bits. I'll get that one done, and I'll get the Dallas clock done. So I'll be right back in a few days probably, and hopefully this will be looking a hell of a lot better. And I'm still going to tease you with this one, which is a rarity. Quick question, does it power on? Let's find out. And says a madams, I give you the answer to your question. I don't have any IBM 5¼ disc, so I stuck a dead BBC Micro one in, just to test it. Sitting on its own there, just powered in, it didn't do anything, but didn't expect it to, because it's probably just working on commands of the computer. But if I plug it into the computer, there we go, trying to read it. So there's that aspect, appears to be working. So I'm going to get the battery, get the clock, tear it down, clean it up. I'll do some videos while I'm tearing it down as well, so you can see that, and we'll see if we can get this little issue resolved. I'll be back whenever. People, it's still the same day. My voice is still shot. I was going to do this some other time because of my voice, but my dirty computer setting up here just doing my head in. So I'm going to strip it and get it washed and start it drying off, so it's ready in a few days for it to be put back together. So excuse me, what I do, just get this mouse out. That power leader's switched off, so okay. Would you like to see me strip it? Of course you would. Hey there. There we are. We that's low. And there's a look. I can see. Look. I can see. How much? Yes. So. What was the cash? Does it change? Look, I'm talking about. I feel feet. Sir. No, it's not. Yeah. I got what you're doing. Just put it up because this is just yeah, I really couldn't have done power tests on that, could I? Without knowing all the pinouts. It was doable, but yes, difficult. Just seen the sign of when it was built. Week number 8R88, so 88 likely. There's the mighty power button, which I do know needs repairing because it's been pushed back for some time, broken there. But yeah, so we'll crack that open and have a clean around, but that's not going to go soaking. This is. Look at the stain of that. That's disgusting. Ugh. Hardly see a thing on it. That's what it's supposed to look like under there. Wow. Shall I go clean it? Yes. Let's do that. Right, okay, and now welcome back, and I have a little surprise for you, because this is not days later. This is months later. Yes, just after filming that video, as you probably heard in the last segment, my voice was going badly. And I ended up with no voice for about 2 weeks, literally. Luckily, I could still put videos out on my channel because I had, excuse me, bit of a cough. I had a backlog of videos that I could still put out. But yes, literally had no voice for 2 weeks, and then other things got in the way. So this project got sidelined for a bit, and you'll see why. Now, we didn't fire this up in previous videos that I remember. Not sure, actually. Anyway, there is a major issue. As you'll notice, there's something missing. But let me show you what's happened. It's all been cleaned. It's all spotlessly lovely now. Look at that, like new. Brilliant. I do need to fix this power switch, which is sort of shot back in itself, but I've got the screwdrivers on the way to enable me to open this and deal with that. Hopefully. Right, what we'll see, notice the floppy drive is missing. What I'm going to do is fire it up and show you the results. So, goes through its memory check. Let's do that. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea. And then it claims there was 601, 162 and 163. Now these are all related to this battery, which is kerfuffled basically. It's got no power left, which means that this has lost its configuration settings, so it can't remember what it is or how to read its hard drive. Which means all you can do is press F1 a few times, and eventually try again. Yeah, it's shut up now, so it should in a moment do its magic. There it is. It boots into basic. Ta-da! And this keyboard works lovely. The basic is based on a ROM, so it's a ROM chip internal. Excuse me. Now, to get this system back to remembering what it is, you need to use something called a configuration floppy. Not a huge deal, you can get them off the internet and get the baby running again. Problem is, when we put it in, the floppy drive doesn't appear to be noticing it. And eventually we worked out that the floppy drive was pooped. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find it over here. And I took the floppy drive apart to try and find what the error was, if it was fixable, and in doing so I, being a prat, accidentally snapped these ribbon cables. So, yes, these aren't normal floppy drives. These are priority technology with this interface at the back here. So, we've been looking unsuccessfully for a replacement for it. But these things are rarer than hen's teeth, it appears, because nobody seems to have one. So, this is my beg. If anybody's got one of these, I can beg, borrow, steal, buy, or whatever. Please let me know, because I'd love to get this machine going. This is stopping me. In the meantime, there is a gentleman who's sending me some blank discs, and the idea is oh, you have to excuse the cough. We get the configuration program off the internet. We put it onto the Nimbus there. The Nimbus using 3.5-inch discs, sorry, 3 1/4. That will then burn it off on a 5.5, which he's sending to me. I can then use the 5.5, hopefully, to boot off this. Now, they do state that you can't boot from one of these, but if you switch that on by itself, it doesn't do much. If you switch that on, then switch that on, it actually does test it. Seems to test it before it boots the rest of the system. Now, I'm not convinced that it can boot off that, because it needs configuration details, but there's a slim chance, so we're going to try it anyway. So he's going to be sending me them, and hopefully we can try it that way. But in the meantime, if anybody has one of these drives, that's an IBM PS2 drive. They are not a traditional floppy drive. Please let me know, and we can try and get this baby back together. My intention is to get the floppy drive, and then once that's done, that's configured, we can see whether this hard drive is working. It seems to be making no nasty noises or anything, but we don't know whether it's working fully. Then if that is working, we can spend the money and get a new battery, and the world will be a good place. I haven't had this cough for ages, just come on. I think it's tradition, because the first half of the video I had a bad voice and it wants me to finish that way, so it's giving me this cough today. So that's it, that's the project up to date. Nice and clean, and works to a degree. But yes, it is lovely and clean, looks brand new. And this keyboard, which hasn't been restored, works wonderfully as well, so happy about that. Been using that on other systems. So that's it. You're up to date. If anybody has one of those drives, please let me know. And in the meantime, when the discs arrive for that, I shall post them on. Do a video and show you the results, whether it's positive, negative, or whatever. So, thank you all very much.
You need to quit being dirty. You're a dirty boy.